finds missing people.
Both of the children were found alive.
Let's play! Keep those bets coming in, people.
Proxy hosted on the dark web, shredded through at least 30 levels.
For a second, she might get away, ladies and gentlemen. Why is your life worth living?
His mom.
Just in time for the show.
2 minutes out.
Imagine discovering a plot hole so massive it collapses Dark Game 2024 entire universe. Let's dissect the scene that broke the internet. The film begins with a deadly game in which the host has kidnapped a girl and tied her to a chair. Since she lost the game, she must now die. The host is streaming this brutal event live on the dark web, and the audience watches in amusement. In front of him, 3 weapons lie on a table, and he tells the viewers that whoever donates the highest amount will get to choose how the girl is murdered. A girl sends $500 and requests that the victim be killed with a chainsaw. Without hesitation, the host picks up the chainsaw and brutally kills the girl in front of everyone. Meanwhile, the police become aware of this horrific game and rush to the location to stop it. However, when they arrive, they find only 2 people at the scene. Searching further, they discover a single child locked inside a container. All others have presumably fled before the police arrived. The scene then shifts to a while earlier, where we see Ben, exhausted after returning home, hearing the news that the sinister game has started again. Without wasting time, he heads straight to the police station, where officers are already monitoring the dark web, trying to track the host, but failing due to his advanced evasive techniques. The game continues with 2 kidnapped people being forced to play rock, paper, scissors, knowing that the loser will be killed. When they refuse to play, they are shocked with a taser gun. Eventually, one of them loses, and the host carries out the execution. This is the same brutal chainsaw execution shown at the start of the film. Ben, desperate to track the host, seeks help from cybersecurity experts, but they are unable to trace him as his system constantly manipulates and misleads the police, allowing him to continue murdering innocent victims in another part of the city. We are introduced to Katia, who has just started her new job. She is dealing with customers efficiently when her co-worker, Sophia, approaches her. Meanwhile, the host of the deadly show is seen keeping a close eye on Katia and 3 other individuals. It appears he is planning to abduct them as his next victims. Ben, still engrossed in his investigation, analyzes past footage of the host's previous shows and notices some people in the background. After thorough investigation, he realizes that all those individuals were kidnapped and subsequently murdered. After finishing work, Katia is about to head home when Sophia convinces her to stay for a quick drink. While leaving, Katia unknowingly stops at a deserted location where the host's men ambush and abduct her. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up at the same location where the horrifying show is conducted. A fellow captive warns her not to make noise, as any disturbance results in a painful shock from a taser gun. Meanwhile, the host releases a new kidnapping video, further enraging Ben, who orders his team to gather intel on the victims' backgrounds to find any possible leads. Struggling to make progress, Ben comes up with a desperate plan. He visits a prisoner he had previously arrested for a dark web crime. This prisoner once successfully hunted down and killed a dark web criminal, making him an expert in tracking such individuals. However, instead of helping, the prisoner informs Ben that the host is the most powerful figure in the dark web, making him nearly impossible to capture. He warns that the host is always steps ahead, maintaining backup plans to evade law enforcement. AS Ben returns to the office frustrated. He learns that the host has kidnapped 2 more victims and continues his killing spree. The show escalates as more contestants are introduced, and the host devises a new, sinister game. Katia is among the contestants forced to play Russian roulette, where a gun with a single bullet is passed around. The unlucky victim dies instantly. When Katia's turn comes, her chamber is empty, but another contestant fires and dies gruesomely. The audience, still actively engaging, sends money and requests another execution, this time by poison. The victim is forced to drink bleach, which destroys his organs, leading to another horrific death. Despite the rising death toll, the police remain unable to act, prompting the FBI to take over the case. However, the host is fully aware of their involvement and remains unfazed. Meanwhile, Katia and another captive, Sasha, plot an escape, but their conversation is overheard. To punish them, the host publicly tortures Sasha by whipping her, much to the audience's sadistic satisfaction. The FBI holds a press conference, embarrassed by their failure to track the host. Watching the broadcast, the host mocks them while continuing his reign of terror. The film then reveals Ben's personal backstory. His mother and sister were brutally murdered, a trauma that drives his relentless pursuit of justice. The host, having learned about Ben's past, taunts him by kidnapping 4 new victims and daring the police to stop him. Among the captives is a young girl who, despite being a fan of the show, realizes too late that she is now a victim. A new twisted game begins. Contestants must dodge a lethal ball, with losers facing execution. An elderly man refuses to throw the ball at the child, accepting defeat instead. The host punishes him, showcasing the scene live to humiliate law enforcement. Days pass with no new broadcasts, raising suspicion. When the show finally resumes, the host specifically calls out Ben, proving that he is aware of the police's every move. He forces Ben to make a heartbreaking choice. Select one victim to be killed, or both will die. Despite his moral struggle, Ben presses a button, leading to the young girl's execution. Meanwhile, the police attempt to storm the broadcast location, only to discover it was a decoy. The host laughs at them, reveling in his successful deception that in a devastating turn. The elderly man takes his own life out of guilt for the girl's death. Ben, now consumed with grief, receives a mysterious package at his doorstep, presumably from the host. Meanwhile, the host directly confronts Katia, revealing that he knows personal details about her son, which leaves her horrified. This clue leads Ben to suspect Sophia's involvement, and he confronts her. At first, Sophia denies everything, but secretly passes Ben a note revealing that her son has been kidnapped and she has been forced to comply. She directs Ben to the host location, prompting him to act immediately. Ben arrives at the scene alone, but is called for backup. Inside, contestants are given weapons and decide to turn against the guards in a desperate bid for survival. A firefight ensues, leading to the deaths of multiple players. Katia and Sasha attempt to escape, but Sasha sacrifices himself to ensure Katia's freedom. Ben encounters Katia, reassures her that help is on the way, and moves ahead to confront the host. When he finally shoots him, he discovers it was a setup. The real host had already fled, leaving behind a decoy victim wearing a mask. The audience watches and laughs as Ben is humiliated once again. The police rescue Katia, but find no trace of the host. Outside, a mysterious woman helps him escape, his wife, who is revealed to be none other than Sophia. It turns out she was orchestrating everything alongside the host, setting Ben up from the start. In the post-credit scene, the host reappears, announcing Season 2 of his deadly game, sending his viewers into a frenzy while leaving law enforcement facing yet another impossible challenge. The film ends on this chilling note. Agree? Disagree? Let's start a comment civil war. And if you're obsessed with hidden movie secrets, smash that bell. Our next video might ruin your childhood. Thanks for watching.